This is Lady Asama Deborah, and you are welcome to Season 2 of the Dream Big series for kids. It's an exciting program that allows children to meet with adults that have achieved a lot in society. In fact, I am very excited today because I'm going to meet a special woman at the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel. This special woman is not only beautiful, but also very interesting. She is a songwriter, a singer, and an actress. She also plays the guitar very well. Do you know who she is? She is Becca the Diva. I believe you know her songs. Come with me to meet her.
Woman, I see a woman. Every day in the mirror I see a woman. And every time I look at mama I see that woman. A wonderful woman. An African woman, mother of nature, yeah, yeah. Beautiful woman, yeah, yeah. Beautiful woman, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Me oba, bibi ni ba. Semiga sensuyensia neyensa. Me was suba wa but you're my home fete say. Injuring diviniva. Oh, wonderful woman. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful woman. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful woman.
Your life, did you choose music to be your career?
Well, around 2007, I sort of met my manager at an event. I decided I was going to do music. Well, I wasn't even sure, honestly. I wasn't even sure in the beginning if I wanted to do music or not because now the reason I wasn't sure is because I only went there to the place just to watch an event. Then there was this man standing there and I was introduced by Reggie Roxton, who you know now, Tim, and he said, you know what, she's actually a singer. And I said, oh no, I'm not a singer. So through conversations, we said that, all right then, we're going to go to the studio and do a song. And honestly, the first time we went to the studio is when we did You Lie to Me. And so I decided to do music around 2007, thereabout, yes. So that's exactly when I decided to do music.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What are the preparations you go through to become a singer?
Well, to become a singer is like becoming a doctor, right? You need to sharpen your tool all the time. And sharpening your tool, the doctor goes to school to make sure that he passes his medical, goes to medical school to make sure he passes.
Yes.
The doctor makes sure that he practices professionally to make sure that when he's doing operations, things don't go wrong. Now, it's just like a singer. My tool is my voice, and so I have to sharpen it all the time.
Okay.
And so what I do is that I will have vocal trainers, someone that will actually take care of my voice, make sure my voice sounds all right. I will do a lot of practice when it even comes to dance and singing. And it's an art and an acting, you know, at the same time. So I make sure that I am doing everything properly, but it's a lot of job.
I'll be yours. Yes, I want you in my life. You damn right I could be your wife. I feel like Superwoman, now you go be my Spider-Man. Jealousy go share, we still go remain. My only baba, I be your only mama. Me chinchini, 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 mananti, mananti, mananti. Still, we're number one. Me love you, it's my boat, Tamoshi. Forever and ever, forever and ever, ever, ever.
Thank you very much for the question, lady. Well, my parents are Mr. and Mrs. Akyeampong, specifically Isaac Akyeampong and Alice Akyeampong. And I was born in Kumasi, the Ashanti region of Ghana.
You are the first girl and fifth born of 9 children. How was it like for you when you were growing up?
It's interesting to know you've done your research well. Yes, I am the fifth born. I'm the first girl. Growing up was quite interesting. I grew up with a lot of boys. Clearly, I was the fifth born and the first girl. And so I grew up with my brothers a lot. And luckily for me, they didn't bully me too much. Well, they sent me a lot, but no bullying. It was fun, it was interesting. I grew up from a very well brought up Christian home where it was a normal thing, getting up in the morning, saying your prayers, going to school, making sure you pass, coming back home. So it was just a very normal upbringing, just like I'm sure most people have had. But it was fun, interesting upbringing.
Okay. As a child, what were the things you dreamt of? And have any of those dreams brought you here?
Yes, as a child, I dreamt of always doing music. And that sounds very funny, but cliche, but it is true. I remember I would pick any book, anything I taught, just like what you're seeing there, and I would look at the words and just form them into music. I remember I'll pick a Bible and I'll go to John 3:16 or Psalm 91 or something, and everything, all the words became music. I would just sing them into something that was in there. And I also remember that we so wanted to be a 3-girl group, but I was the only girl and my sister came after, but in the middle was my brother. And so he became the other person in the group. So we always sang as a group at home. And so somehow I knew that I would grow to do music, even though it changed somehow. And I was thinking maybe I'll be a lawyer along the way. But I think this is where God wanted me to be. And so, yes, I always wanted to do music. And I'm doing it now.
Okay. How old were you when you started getting involved with music?
I've actually always done music. I sang at the school assembly. I went to Morning Star School. I sang at assembly. At church, I was always part of the choir or a small music group. And so I think that I started doing music at maybe 6 years old, because even during like the extracurricular activity time, I would just go along and do music or drama or something. And so maybe at 6 I started doing music. Unless you want to know professionally when I started doing music. Professionally, I'll be 10 years next year actually. I started doing music in 2007. And so next year will be my 10th anniversary in the industry. Okay.
As a childcare and education professional, what made you switch to music?
Yes, I did go to school to do childcare education because I love children. I've always wanted to know their social, cognitive, emotional, physical abilities of a child, and I wanted to know the development stage. And I went to school to do that, clearly. I still practice it somehow because it helps me to be able to know, especially children, and to be able to adapt to their behavior and to be able to understand how they're behaving. And because of what I do, which is music, and the sort of things that I've resorted to doing, caring for women and children, learning childcare has really, really, really helped me. Now, why did I not do childcare, continue with that and doing music? I obviously loved music from the beginning. It has become like a collaborative thing now. I'm doing music and at the same time I'm practicing childcare because it's helping me in so many things that I do. But I've never left childcare, even though I'm doing music. I still do the childcare.
We all know you as Becca, but your given name is Becca Akyeampong. Why did you change your name?
You know, when you're an artist, you'd want the easiest name for people to be able to pronounce, and so I didn't want to move too much away from what people knew me for. Becca just comes out of Rebecca. It's just taking the R-E from the beginning and just making it B-E-C-C-A. So that is what we call the stage name. That is what people call you when you're on stage. And so that's basically it. It's like a pet name that everybody must have one. Like your lady, I can call you Lay or something. So that's just like my pet name, but it's my professional stage name.
Do you try to give messages in your songs? If so, what are they?
I think I try so hard to give a lot of messages in my songs, from You Lied to Me, to Dark Edda, to African Woman, to Push, to even the one Steady, and even the new one, Should Your Diame. I do all the time try to communicate something positively. I sort of like, I'm a little biased when it comes to women, and people say that all the time, but yes, I'm feminist. I I believe in women, I believe in what women do. And so all the time, if you realize, most of my songs are messages that is going to women, and it's about love and sometimes heartbreak, which we'll all get heartbroken sometimes.
I've been searching all my life, so much love, so much joy. I've been looking for the love that I never found. You came along and took advantage with a vintage act of age. Oh boy, hey, you lied to me. Got me running round in circles. Now your circles got you circled. Oh baby boy, you're such a loser. Growing older, still a geezer. You can cry, cry. You can run, run. You can promise me the whole world will not take it. Hey, you lied to me.
But more of a love relationship. And when I'm talking about love, it's not just about husband or wife or anything. It's more about family, friends, and even my fans. So my messages are inspirational messages that are supposed to motivate you, encourage you to be something and be inspired. And at the same time, it's communicating to some people to just do the right things. At the same time, going on stage is an art and an act. And so to be professional, you need to put all these things on. Trust me, what I wear, how my hair looks like, the kind of makeup I have on my face, everything is done according to where you're going to. Because you can't put on too much makeup when you're coming for a very formal interview. Do you understand? So everything is properly done. You can't wear just anything when you're coming out. You can't be showing your belly. So everything is properly done. There's a lot of preparation that goes into it to make sure the art and the act is done properly. And so yeah, just like any professional, we go through all the processes to make sure that we are sounding and looking good.
How and where do you draw inspiration to write your songs? And what's the best part of it?
Well, for me personally, I think most of my songs are inspirations drawn from real life experiences, things that people go through, things that everyone can relate to, like the love and the heartbreak and women and how we are powerful and how African women could be original but ordinary at the same time. They're just geniuses. And so for me, sort of kind of songs that I write, even if I don't write it and I have to sing it, has to be something that is inspirational, something that is motivational, something that is coming from that angle where I'm almost like trying to communicate a message to someone. So I draw inspiration from basically everyday relationships.
What is involved in recording your music or performing on stage?
Oh boy, recording music is a process. First of all, the song has to be written. You have to go through it, edit it, make sure that they're the right sort of words that you want to communicate out there. And then after that, we all sit down, go through it again professionally. We meet up with a producer, we meet up with the engineer who does the sound. And then we go into the studio, go over and over and over and over again. And sometimes you can sing all at a go. So there's something we call trotro in the studio. It means you take a shot, 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 shot. And then together they put it together and it becomes good music. And so you go through the process a couple of times. Sometimes you even have to go home, come back again and re-record everything after doing the trotro because you want everything to sound fantastic and proper. So you come back again and do it. Then what happens is that you leave it to the engineer. Then he goes through the process of mixing it, making sure that all sounds are in the right levels and everything sounds proper. And then it goes to the last process, which is the mastering. And after the mastering, you listen to it, and if you like it, then good song. If you don't like it, then you go back to do a few things, make a few changes. So that's the process when it comes to recording.
What are the books you read and why do you read them?
I mean, honestly, I'm the sort of person that reads a lot of magazines, a lot of entertainment magazines. I read that a lot of inspirational books, a lot of the Bible stuff, because that's what interests me more, because I'm an entertainer. And so I always want to be updated to see what's going on. And to be honest with you, usually I'm on internet reading. Usually it's the internet. It's a virtual world now. Everything is on the internet. And so I resort to that more. But I like to read inspirational, educative books that are going to sort of like make open my mind to new and modern things.
Who has influenced you the most?
Oh goodness. I mean, my ultimate influence will be God. And I say that all the time because He's the one that I look up to when I'm going to do something that is not right or something that is right. I'm thinking, oh, you have to be careful. But when you come into the physical world, I mean, I've been inspired a lot by my parents who have motivated me, encouraged me to be who I am now. Professionally, when it comes to music, it's a lot of people. I grew up listening to Miriam Makeba, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, Angelique Kidjo, Hugh Masekela, and so these are people that were African and sent African music to the world at large. And so I grew up listening to them and watching them, watching their dance move, watching how they dress. And so those are the people that have inspired me in music. But when it comes to normal people, sometimes it's just even my friends who inspire me.
Could you tell us a little bit about your foundation?
Right. My foundation is the Children's Ball. Now, what it does is that it looks at raising funds to buy national health insurance for underprivileged children. And this started in 2010 thereabout, and it's been ongoing. It's associated with the NHIS, which we usually work with them. So what we do is that when people come in and say, okay, this is the amount of money that we have and we want to help you with, they directly send into the funds to the account, and then we go around to see which hospitals require children that need provision of the NHIS card, and then money is directly taken from the account and given to the hospitals to register the children. And so that is what I do for the NHIS. Aside that, I do a lot of things which is in my own way to help and motivate people, like going around and ensuring that people that are going to schools, doing motivational and inspirational talks with them, just to make sure that I motivate, especially the girl child, which I'm very, very interested in. So that's what I do.
Please describe in one brief sentence how you can use your music to end child poverty in Ghana.
One. Oh gosh, this is hard. One sentence. Well, a sentence can be 5 and then a full stop. 5 lines or 10 lines. Well, my music can be used to end child poverty in Ghana, in the world, in so many ways. I think that through my music, I could do songs that could raise funds. I could do songs that have lyrics that are going to raise awareness. And these lyrics must be lyrics that contain, that have contents that are going to teach and educate people, educate children. Aside that, I think that music and what people are forgetting now is such a wonderful profession. Now people go to school to major in music. And so I think if there are extracurricular activities that are going to take children off the street to go and be able to do music in their own world, I think that that is another way, another angle where children can make music their profession and don't always have to conform to the old things like being a doctor or being a teacher. And so I think that I'm going to be able to raise awareness through my music. I'm going to be able to motivate and raise funds through my music. And at the same time, so children can be able to become professional musicians. And that is going to help eradicate poverty.
Now, Becca the Diva, could you please tell us a story that has made an impact on your life?
Story. Okay, now I wish I had a storybook here to choose something from it, but I don't. Well, being a musician, being an artist, and being in this sort of industry gives you the opportunity to be able to tell so many stories because a lot of things do happen. But what has made me who I am and has motivated me for a long time is this very one incident, and it happened a few years, well, just as soon as I started music, actually. It was the first time I was on stage. And I went on stage and I was singing You Lied to Me. I was excited. I'm like, yeah, young girl, first time on stage, I was excited singing it. Then all of a sudden, lights went off and everything on stage went off, which means my mic was not even working. And I'm standing there thinking, wow, this is my first time on stage. Am I supposed to panic and get off stage? Am I supposed to continue singing? And then all of a sudden I thought to myself that you must continue singing because it was You Lied to Me. The song was already out and so people knew the song. And I went on and I kept singing without a mic, without any sound, and everyone together helped me to sing. And the reason I'm telling this story is because after that I felt like, wow, I'm in the right profession. This is something I really want to do. Because to have the courage as a young woman, to have the courage to stand there with no mic, with no sound, and music is all about sound. It must come out for people to hear it. And to be able to do that, I think this was one of the few things that inspired me to do music. Aside, well, you said one story, so I'm done, right? I'm not going to sing the aside, so that's it.
Telling me you're sorry, baby. Yeah, 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 baby, I ain't hearing you. It's the same old story. Telling me you're sorry. All the same
Becca the Diva, for taking me and the children of Ghana on an exciting journey of show business and hard work.
Thank you very, very much, lady, for inviting me here. Thank you.
Welcome. Until we meet again, same time next week, it's a bye from me, Lady Asama Deborah, and the Dream Big Series team. Goodbye.